Countless people with leukemia are stuck hoping for the miracle of a match for a bone marrow transplant. Nearly 70% have to look beyond their family for that match. As 7 Healthcast reporter Janet Wu shows us, the donations may start off anonymous, but it doesn't always stay that way.
The Irvings love spending time together. The bond of this tightly-knit family has really been tested. 7 years ago, Ian Irving spent Christmas in the hospital with pneumonia, but blood tests brought more devastating news.
He basically diagnosed me there and then with leukemia.
Ian had CML, chronic myelogenous leukemia. Life expectancy without a bone marrow transplant is just 5 to 6 years.
I really prepared myself for my dad to die. I loved him with all my heart, and I was going to be by his side, but I was still faced with the reality that something could happen.
Doctors tried medications, but eventually the leukemia got worse.
It broke my heart because I could see him just dying in front of me.
Ian needed a bone marrow transplant, but no one in the family was a match. His only hope, an anonymous donor.
In general, an individual patient who has about a 30% chance of having a family donor.
In January of 2002, a match was found. Ian had a mini transplant using donor stem cells. For the donor, it's just like donating blood. For the recipient, it means a chance for life.
In life, we don't have the opportunity too frequently to be heroes. Being a marrow or stem cell donor is an opportunity to directly save someone's life.
Recipients and donors must remain anonymous for 365 days. So for the next year, the only contact was this card. When the year was up, both agreed to meet. In January, Ian finally talked to his donor, a 29-year-old from North Carolina.
Just to hear his voice was just indescribable. I smiled for a week after that.
Phone calls and emails continued until this month. Bryan and his wife Susan flew to Boston to stay with the Irvings.
It was so comfortable just seeing them. Felt like they were family.
The two families spent the next several days sightseeing and getting to know each other better. What makes this meeting even more special? Ian is now in remission.
By all standards, he was supposed to be long gone, and he isn't.
The Irvings credit Bryan, but Bryan says it was nothing compared to Ian's ordeal. For all, it was a selfless act that will never be forgotten.
Basically, all in my life.
We should note there are 2 ways to donate: blood stem cells, which Ian needed, and traditional bone marrow, which requires a little more surgery. Doctors say after 2 years of being in remission,